2137. Foreseen beyond time. Page 32. The initial quantum reality contact, QRC, emanating from the planet 987, contact back in early September 2001, was initially thought to be a hoax. We handed the contact data over to a tech source, and they also thought it was probably a hoax. The participation addresses could not be found in this current time-space. Our high-tech team suggested the contact could be a secret operation unit testing our security. In the last report, their assessment was simply, they definitely have a way to cloak their online presence in a manner that makes it appear to us as if they do not exist. It has to be some kind of a joke, but then again, maybe not. That last part was in quotes, I'm sorry, in italics, quote. They definitely have a way to cloak their online presence in a manner that makes it appear to us as if they do not exist. It has to be some kind of a joke, but then again, maybe not, unquote. Much later, our people were able to identify September 2137 as the source of the incoming quantum reality contact. QRC 2137 has suggested, in their earliest communications with our researchers, that particles never die. They simply shift from one form to the next. We live in a multi-dimensional universe that knows of no death. Everything simply transforms, shifts, rearranges itself. There is no death. Life is eternal, death is an illusion. They proposed early on, in 2002, that belief systems focusing on death were the ultimate control mechanism of a social system management that seeks to establish its own regime in the middle of an ever-transforming, eternal cosmic nothingness. The 2137 contact continued its techno-spiritual teaching when it began to download into our system what amounted to human frequency survival protocols into and beyond 2165. It took over 6 years for the new time travel unit to grow to operational maturity in 2008. We assumed that it was not a computer, or a supercomputer we were interfacing with during the contacts. Instead, we acted on the fine instinct that we were in touch with an intelligence of a higher realm. Their network taught us how to develop living technologies, and we called their protocols the New Mind technologies. Ta-Lor, that's T-A-L-O-R, capitalized L, inscrutable, slightly dogmatic, ultra-secretive, and extremely disciplined as she was, suggested that we had to take into consideration that we are continually interfacing with computers, as none of us could do this work without them. She insisted that we focus on the information and take QRC 2137 seriously. Before she left the unit, she had begun to work with the QRC 2137 interface largely alone. Her breaking rank with the technology unit was a loss for the project, but she was later willing to advise the ESA intelligence experts in Germany, who handed the reports and protocols to the Master of the Light. By then we had understood that the advanced technology specialist from ESA was really one of the Nordic's assets. By the end of 2008, within an 11-month period, Ta-Lor had developed integrated interface schemes no one in the science teams thought possible. The new systems were beyond advanced and clearly not of this Earth. This was the key Earth contact searchers for extraterrestrial intelligence had never understood. The inner mechanisms of the contact were more important than the outer ones. My intelligence and research team suggested we were communicating with an established inner world phenomenon, a hollow Earth society. Hyperborean of nature, or present-day ET contacts intending to cloak their origins behind some obscure dragon culture. In the initial stages of the project, only Talor was ready to consider that we were interfacing with our very own quantum reality. In response to this, each of us began to work with QRC 2137 within the expertise of our particular fields, be that cosmology, quantum physics, molecular biology, neurology, mathematics, and space tech communications. It was an amazingly intricate interface network known as Project Dragon Gold, which was learning to operate with the guidance. Why was the future time interacting with us now? QRC 2137 told us that we would develop the initial sciences and technology which would later allow them to develop and use the time travel technology. We later discovered that behind the technology transfer, a very ancient, higher-level order of Time Lords were guiding the progression of the human species on Earth with regard to interdimensional space travel. Across millennia, the Master of the Light had coordinated and overseen essential growth phases in the development of individuals associated with these projects. Time travel technology develops from the Spirit's ability to shift time zones without losing its own essential frequencies. This is why the earliest time travelers were located in safe places of advanced high culture. We began to understand that the human soul is essentially a time traveler, experiencing life in all its stages of growth and form through interacting directly with time and space. Project Dragon Gold was the first step in technology recreating the spirit of the soul. We were being taught how to bring body and the mind into the more advanced quantum soul field. Our team began a technology interface with QRC 2137 at CERN near Geneva, a continuation of the Lac-Leman time continuum experiment started by the Pleiadians, which led to the Celtic ancient artifact interworld exchange. We began to research the tectonic geography of the giant megalithic chalk figure drawn on the landscape at Cernay-Abbas in Dorset, known as the Cernay-Abbas Code. Our ancestors were highly evolved time travelers. CERN was to be the European Nuclear Research Center where the more archaic particle field accelerator was situated. Ahead of schedule, interacting with the crop circle codes, our group redeveloped the lost time travel technology at Latine, Switzerland, where we succeeded in making first contact as we left Earth. Our 2137 field experiment was the year in which the Latine group, Our Future, made the technological quantum breakthrough in foreseeing and successfully changing the outcome of our future. The QRC 2137 contact did not disclose their point in space-time from which they were using this technology to make first contact. In 2025, according to our astrophysicists, the technological breakthrough creating the time millennium loop was established, and again in 2047 at a higher level during the Uranus-Pluto millennial opposition alignment, their group refined the technology and began a process of observing. We presume that there was also an extraterrestrial guidance or knowledge exchange within their project, operating at the highest level. By 11/11/2009, the Pleiadians and the Nordics manifested their treaty on planet Earth. Dragon Gold was launched. The project we were working on involved a lot more than just to leave Earth. We were able to interact across the bridge of time using a creative living technology. The Pleiadians chose their contacts carefully, interacting with us over many lifetimes, and they seem to have a way to observe and assess our finer energy state. They can observe our individual and collective reactions as we sensed a high level of security concerns in their behavior. The Latine Artifact Exchange was established to steer us in the direction of making a number of advanced technology breakthroughs that would lead us to our planetary development. They began with guiding our biomolecular, medical, cosmological, and astrophysical sciences, advancing our own unique understanding of the surrounding molecular events. Understanding the intricate cosmic design behind time travel was essential for those developing the exit strategies. The Master of the Light had developed the Nordic Blonde's New Mind Technologies Exchange, while activating the 13th consciousness light frequencies within mankind. The defense technology necessary to survive cataclysmic events and timeline intrusions by regressive alien civilizations was developed with the assistance of highly advanced protocols. The allies of mankind do not suggest the way ahead. The choice remains ours at all times. Seeing is its own right action. It was a starry winter. There are three types of people: those who see when shown, those who do not see. Leonardo da Vinci. It was a starry winter night in Moscow. The technicians in the advanced underground studio began the sound check with Siberian TV journalist Tatyana Yurashova, his medium of choice. The fact that she was one of our group was not known to the world at large. The interview created a wave of change in the way people viewed their world, essentially releasing the genie from the dragon bottle. But then, in this incarnation, he was willing to take some well-calculated risks, because the Nordic Blondes knew how to set up the command structure and disguise his presence. The end of chapter 3. The next one, chapter 4, is called Safe Places Earth. Namaste. Hallelujah. Aloha.